What if I told you that a book written way back in the 1800s holds the key to why we can't put down our phones today? Seriously, today we're not just reading Dostoevsky's The Gambler, we're putting it under a psychological microscope, using it as a clinical diagnosis of a very modern problem. Think about it. We all get the laws of physics, right? You drop a glass, it shatters. Every time. It's simple, predictable cause and effect. But what about the laws of the human mind? Is there a psychological equivalent to gravity? A force so powerful it can shatter our rationality with that same brutal predictability? Well, to find the answer, we're going to step into a very unique kind of laboratory. Forget beakers and test tubes. This is a laboratory of the human soul, designed by Dostoevsky himself, to watch the very moment a person's free will just disintegrates. So first up, we need to understand the fundamental rule of this place. Let's call it the law of ruin. Our whole experiment takes place in a fictional German spa town called Roulettenburg. I mean, come on, the name itself, a mashup of roulette and town, tells you everything you need to know about what makes this place tick. And who are our test subjects? Well, you've got a desperate general, his broke family, a bunch of elegant con artists. The whole place is just thick with schemes and desperation. But they're all trapped, held together by one single invisible force. And that force, it's the state of feverish waiting. Literally every single person there is pinning all their hopes and dreams on one thing, a massive inheritance from the family's wealthy matriarch, the Boblinka. It's their lottery ticket, their only way out. Okay, now let's zoom in on our main subject, the narrator, Aleksei. Because here's the thing, his addiction, it didn't start at the casino. Not even close. He tells us himself, flat out. He calls himself a slave, but not to a game of chance. No, he's a slave to Polina, the general's stepdaughter. He's so obsessed he's completely lost his will. He'll do anything she wants, no matter how humiliating. Let's give this a name, pre-game addiction. You see, long before Aleksei ever places a bet with money, he's already a full-blown gambler. He's betting his dignity, his self-respect, all for the unpredictable hit of Polina's approval. It's a pattern that, well, it might feel a little too familiar in our modern world. And now for the catalyst, the spark that's going to set this whole laboratory on fire. That inheritance everyone's waiting for? It's about to arrive, but not in the way anyone expected. The Boblinka shows up, and yep, she's very much alive. She's 75, sharp as a tack, and morally solid as a rock. She takes one look at her greedy family and sees right through all of their pathetic schemes. In this world of desperate gamblers, she is our control group, the voice of pure reason. But just watch how fast that reason crumbles. On day one, she scoffs at them all. That same evening, she goes to the casino, just out of curiosity, and she wins. Big. By day three, this pillar of rationality is completely, utterly devoured by the game. She loses over 100,000 rubles. That's an astronomical, life-destroying amount of money back then. So how? How does someone so rational, so in control, just completely fall apart that fast? The mechanism is a little thing called intermittent reinforcement. That first huge, unexpected win wasn't just money, it was a dopamine bomb that went off in her brain. See, it's not the certainty of winning that gets us hooked. It's the unpredictability of a massive reward that hijacks our brain and short-circuits all logic. That's the engine that powered Roulettenburg, and it's been perfected and put on steroids in the digital age. So the Boblinka's collapse throws everything into chaos. The family's ruined. Polina is now facing humiliation and debt. And this is where Aleksei thinks, okay, this is my moment. I can be the hero. He sprints to the roulette table with one single mission: save Polina. And in this unbelievable, feverish streak, he wins. He wins 200,000 francs. I mean, an absolutely insane, life-changing pile of cash. But right in the middle of this heroic winning streak, something inside him just flips. The mission, saving Polina, it vanishes. It's gone. The money itself becomes the one and only thing that matters. This is a classic example of something called the arrival fallacy. We think the joy, the chemical high, comes from getting the thing we want, but we're wrong. The real dopamine rush, the real thrill is in the anticipation. It's the balls spinning on the wheel. The moment he actually has the money, the magic is already gone.
So, when Aleksei proudly presents this mountain of cash to Polina, what does she do? She throws it right back in his face. And it might seem crazy, but she sees the cold, hard truth. He's not saving her anymore. He's trying to buy her. His so-called victory at the table was actually his total spiritual defeat.
Okay, now for the really important part. Let's step out of Dostoevsky's 19th century lab and into our own world. Because this whole psychological experiment, it was never just about them. It's about us. Just look at the hardware. The casino back then had a physical wooden wheel. It had tangible chips. And crucially, it had a closing time. The game had an end. The casinos we carry in our pockets today, they have an infinite scroll, digital likes for chips, and absolutely no closing time. Ever. And here it is, the direct line. That exact same psychological principle, intermittent reinforcement, that completely captured a sharp 75-year-old woman is now the core engine driving our social media feeds, our trading apps, our games, you name it. These little pocket-sized casinos that we take with us everywhere, they promise us everything, right? Connection, news, validation. But the price of admission is our most valuable currency, our focused attention, our clarity of mind. Dostoevsky's characters, they were slaves to a spinning wooden wheel they could see and touch, which leaves us with a pretty chilling question to ask ourselves. What are the invisible wheels we're spinning every single day, just hoping that this time our number will finally come up, all while we're silently losing more and more of ourselves in the process?